We're going to call the meeting to order at 5:39. We're good. And thank you very much, Larry. So no comments from the public, none. So did everyone see the minutes from our last meeting?
Yes.
I sent everybody the minutes.
Yeah.
I need a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Okay, everybody in favor of the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, let's, Bill, can you tell us, I brought this in case you want to refer to it. Bill is going to give us an update on tree activity.
So as of last Friday, what I had on here, the two trees in Fenwood on Fenwood Drive were both, they took the dead wood out, had them pruned. The tree on Ingham Hill, 61 Ingham Hill Road. We took a leader off that tree. We took out a lot of dead wood. It's got a couple cavities in it, but we're keeping it alive. It's healthy. You could see the buds that were on it. So,
Okay.
we're in good shape there.
And what were the other ones that you said, Fenwood?
Yes. So 15 Fenwood Drive.
Okay,
Okay. That was a light prune.
okay,
Take out the dead wood.
all right.
And then 76 Fenwood Drive. There's quite a bit of dead wood in there. So we went in there. We're going to keep our eyes on that. We pruned that out and
Okay.
lightened it a little somewhat.
And that's the updates to this.
That's the updates to
Okay.
this. So,
Brains
there's,
open. Who's going to be brains?
let's see, do I have it on here? Yes. So this Thursday, we're going to be removing the maple tree at 32, Maplewood.
Okay,
And we're also going to be, which was on the list of the tree inventory, we're going to be removing the maple on the corner of Dudley and Coulter. Unfortunately, but I mean, if anybody that goes by that can see the decay, see the split in it.
it's a maple tree,
Yeah,
and that's per the inventory.
yeah, yep. That was a request to have that removed.
Okay, so on Sea Lane in Cornfield Point.
Yeah,
There were two trees, moved, taken down. Do you know about those?
I do not know about that.
Okay, it was at the end of the road ending of Belair.
Oh, Sea Lane and Cornfield Point.
Yes, Cornfield.
Yes, the cherries. Yes, they are not on this list. I didn't put them on there, so I do apologize about that. I meant to go back and do an updated list.
Okay, so they were in
Yes.
Cornfield Point. I think there were two,
There were two, yes.
and were
And they were in decline. The
Okay.
property owner that was next door kept losing branches under their house and were becoming extremely frustrated.
Okay.
So,
all right. So yes, Amy, go ahead.
Oh no, I just have a question. So if there are trees, added or subtracted on a road that we didn't inventory, are we going to go in like add that road and add that tree, or we're just not, or we're only doing the roads that we originally inventoried?
so no, all trees that are removed, whether they're on the inventory or not, go on this list. If they're
Okay.
if I have knowledge of them.
Okay.
All right. Go
Also,
ahead.
we went through and we pruned a tree on Owanaco Trail.
Okay.
So we saved that one. The homeowner wanted that to go. And we're able to prune it up, remove, make some space for the power utilities to get through.
Okay. Have you had any requests from Eversource to remove trees?
I have not. I have worked with Lucas Tree, which is contracted by Eversource, and that one I have on here, 80 Mill Rock Road. It was a standing dead tree. It was almost unidentifiable.
On Mill Rock Road?
Yep, 80 Mill Rock Road, and that was removed. That was dangerous. That had to go.
All right. How about plantings?
Yes, so, okay, let's see here. Maplewood Street, 32, they're looking for two trees. I'm gonna put them in contact with you.
Yes.
You can go over that with them.
Good.
There's a tree, let's see, is it on here? 83 Old Boston Post Road. So there's a tree there for removal. as well. It's sick, it's dying, and it's located too close to the crosswalk.
83 Boston Post?
83 Old Boston
Boston
Post.
Post.
Yep. Right across the street from the school.
So,
And they're looking for 3 trees.
and they want trees.
Yes,
Okay, so send them my way.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. You know, you have my email.
Yep.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so coming up, everybody, I've told everybody this is in front of Skipper's, which is not going to be Skipper's anymore. It's going to be a Mediterranean restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No
So,
more. Look at this.
Oh, interesting.
and they've applied for
That's good.
a liquor license. And so, I worked with Greg Gallup. Do you know him?
Sounds very familiar. That's from the state, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
He's a vegetation specialist at the
Yes.
state. Our region, I believe, is region 13, region 3, and it's out of Norwich. And so I filled out the form with my husband, and we had a distance finder. You have to put the distance of the next corner, the distance from the road, the distance from the building. Anyway, he approved that, sent it to Carl, and then Carl approved it, and then the maintenance agreement had to come. So the new thing about planting on state road right away is they want a survey. So that's a new DOT requirement. They want a survey if we want to plant any trees on the state right away. So
It'd be a new survey?
well, they accepted the survey when Skipper's was in there. I think it's actually
That's right.
2013. And Lynette Wacker gave me the survey, and they accepted that survey. So there is a maintenance agreement, which Carl said he was going to sign. Have you seen it?
Which I believe was signed and done completed.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but I have spoken with him on this, which I know we agreed to that.
Okay. However, Lefty, whose last name is Lefty T, it's a Greek last name, he understands that the maintenance is his responsibility. So when we order the trees, we need to order the cultivar, and this comes from Kathy Conley, that it's called Fastigia or something. So
Right.
when we're about to order the tree in the spring, I'll let you know what the cultivar is.
Okay.
Because the cultivar on their, this is a red bud tree. This particular cultivar has a tall, skinny red bud tree, so that it's not going to go over the sidewalk, or it's easier to maintain.
It's got a caliper too. It's got a,
Correct.
yeah, big,
Right.
much bigger than what we normally get. We get, SOS.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
3 inch, 4 inch?
3.5%.
Whatever, so what the town buys, what you buy, because I saw the tree that was planted
Yeah.
at George Road, they're
That's
substantial
that's a
trees.
3 inch tree. And we were trying to get a larger caliber,
Right,
and there wasn't one available, and they told me there was, and I was, but,
right.
yeah, no, they are larger size.
And then the other conversation I had about planting trees, again, was with Kathy Conley. She told me that in some of the parks, and I think Founders Park and maybe Monument Park, there's an invasive project. Do you know about this?
There is.
Yeah, they're removing invasives.
Yep.
And they said that the invasives will be removed hopefully by the summer. So in the fall, she recommends that the town plants wisps, WISP trees, which are smaller trees. So we can plant a lot of those trees. They don't take as much care, and some survive and some don't.
Yeah.
So that's for the back of your head to make
Okay.
a note of that. Okay. Okay, and then the other thing that came up was the low canopy areas. So what we'd like to do, so SOS Trees is going to market their free trees to residents in these low canopy areas. So when the tree committee, when you're ready to scope out a tree planting plan. We can also look at those. We have data on those sensitive
Yeah.
park groups.
Okay.
So, we should, and when do you want to have a tree planting plan like next year, like 2026? Is there, how do you want to do this? Because we said with the survey, with the inventory, we said that we would come up with a tree planting plan. And you're going to see an article. I had to put an article in the Saybrook News and the Saybrook Neighbor about the community responses to the inventory, which we got at a tree committee meeting, and we also got responses at SOS Trees. And so those responses, and in both categories, in both meetings, everybody wants to know, when are we going to plant trees? What is the tree planting plan? It also fits with Carl's hope that we get a substantial number of trees planted for the 250th year.
So I would say, I mean, we'll come up with a plan, and I this probably won't sound like the most professional thing in the world, what I'm about to say, but I would say moving forward, the best idea would be, let's see who wants a tree and where we can get the trees, and then the plan to get them in. I mean, we're SOS Trees, if I can remember correctly, I think we're talking, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, 1-inch caliber, 1.5-inch caliber.
Right, and they're on private properties.
So, they're not going to be in the towns right away, private property.
They're going to be private property.
Okay, and we're installing them?
No, they have to do it.
Okay,
We give them a tree,
perfect.
they install the tree, they take care of the
Beautiful.
tree and all of that. So, but when the town, so we have to, the tree committee, we need to come up, because we got the money from the state, and we have to come up with a tree planting plan for the town's properties.
Okay,
So, that's
going to take some thinking, but
right.
we're going to have to start working on that.
It sounds like you have a good process already. I mean, already you know that there's trees that have to come down, and the people want trees.
Yes.
That's
Well, I'm trying to push them every time
that's a really good process.
Yeah.
because
Better
we don't,
to get a new tree than
Yeah.
somebody taking one down.
I mean, we don't, it's gotta be a pretty great reason to take down a tree that's healthy.
Right.
So everything that's coming down is in need, and
Right,
that's where I
right.
find,
Good.
so. So I mean, we can keep doing that. We can advertise about this, obviously. We can come up with a flyer and we could post it all around town. I mean, I'm sure we could get something on the town's website. We could put flyers up at the transfer station, on the door here.
For,
For people looking for trees for the 250th.
okay. Okay,
So how do we define the population area for the people living there, so they will know that's the area?
well, that SOS is gonna do that, because
That's the plan that Ray kind of put together, this sort of,
what's that now?
that what Ray did, some of the stuff Ray
Yes.
was doing.
So,
Yeah.
And I would say though, don't exclude out areas that,
Oh, no.
no, but if there are
Yeah.
areas that the town owns,
Yes,
then we should know that on the tree committee.
Yep.
So when you're taking down a tree or trimming a tree, and thank you, and I know you're trying to say, but that's awesome. Then if they want a tree, that can be part of our plan, where
perfect.
you have to take down a tree and the town will provide a tree. If you want another tree, we'll provide one for you. That's great. And so the sidewalk that is past Atlantic Seafood on the way to Westbrook,
Yes. They're getting trees.
they are getting trees.
Yeah. I believe trees are going back. That was part of the arrangement.
And is that, do we
I
have
think it's
to,
just 5 though. Just 5
5?
trees?
Yeah, I didn't set up the arrangement for that. But I know that they're getting trees back. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but I know we are replanting
we, the town?
the town.
Oh,
I don't think it's necessarily gonna be me. I think it's tied into the contractor or
Okay.
whatnot
okay,
for the
Those
project.
would have to meet the state specs,
Yeah,
probably.
probably, yeah.
okay.
It's too bad they didn't leave spaces though for trees to be planted like every so many feet or something like that, because I mean, I don't know, in 10 years from now, like, our roads are going to start melting. And I mean, I don't mean to be, I mean, I know it's cold right now, but I don't know. It's just only gonna get hotter. And especially in the summer.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the tree committee, as a committee, we need to identify town properties that will have trees. I can think of one right now. Bocce courts.
Mm,
Yeah.
There's the sidewalk next to the bocce court and there's like a couple trees there. But then there's that whole, I don't know if it's a dog park. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's,
We'd
They're
have to do
they're
some
thinking about
we'd have to do some investigation as, because that area there is the drainage system for all the water.
oh, okay.
For the leaching in the drain. So I'm not 100%,
Sure.
but I'm sure we could think of that and figure that out and ask the parks director if he'd be open to a tree or two.
Okay, good. All right. So we'll work on that. And the good news is Carl was happy that, I don't know, happy, but he's willing to get us trees on Route 1. So, okay.
Think about the Park and Rec would be simply a good person to be in contact with for the towns that wants to use the town, because they have so much
Right.
space.
Right. Yeah, so we can work with the town. The other thing that came up, so I got a call from Ed Kelly. Do you know who he is?
Sounds very familiar.
Ed Kelly lives, I think, at 51 Ragged Rock. And Amy, this is near where you guys live.
Yeah.
So apparently the property across the rail line from him and the property that's the Amtrak federal property that he butts up against, they're right away.
Mhm.
They're clear cutting trees.
Yes. I can tell.
Yes, I know
There's so
exactly the
much
area
noise
you're
coming
talking
through
about.
there.
So unfortunately, that's private property. I don't believe that's town property. So, and when Amtrak's doing a project, I just, in my experiences that I've had with them, they hold a lot of power.
Right.
And if they want something, they usually get it.
So he asked if the town can plant him trees on his private property. And I said, well, SOS can do that. So I'll be meeting with him after the first of the year and we'll try to get him free trees with SOS. And then
What was that name again?
Ed Kelly.
Ed Kelly. Yeah,
He's very
'cause
happy.
yeah, I can definitely, I mean, I just walk down there and you can definitely see. And then even when you're on the access road there on Route 1, you can tell like in the back that there's no trees there anymore. I mean, it's very obvious, where like
Yeah.
Cloud 9 is or whatever behind there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at, actually, Amy, can you come with me when I go look at his land?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there is a town initiative to do all this development in there. What is that called? What is it called, Herb?
Mariner's Way?
Mariner's Way. Because behind, that's where it's all being cut down. In Mariner's Way, like behind the, marina buildings and stuff like that.
You know the old Stanley Motors building? Anybody?
No.
Oh,
I know the Marine, there was
yeah, Marine. So that's the area. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I believe the name of the road is Rome Tree.
There's an Enterprise over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where we're talking about, Mike?
I know approximately, I know off the main road.
Yeah.
I know where Enterprise is about.
So Amy, let's go look at that. And that's not the tree committee thing. That's something else we can do.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing I wanted to put on here. So we're separating SOS will give free trees to property owners. And we're gonna try to get property owners that are in these low canopy, high heat disparity census block groups to want trees. Bill,
Yeah.
go ahead, Amy.
And businesses as well, maybe in there, you know.
Yes, and businesses
Yeah.
as well. And then on the tree committee side, on the town side, when Bill gets a call from a homeowner and you go check out the tree and the tree has come down, or you're taking a tree that is dangerous. Bill's is offering offering for the town to plant a tree in that location so that the affected homeowners can have their privacy or their canopy restored. So that's a good plan. And you can refer those names to me.
Perfect.
And then we'll come up. And then the tree committee members, we got to look at places that we would like to ask the town to plant a tree. And then work with Bill and Carl and the select people to agree to plant a tree. And I mean, so, okay, cool. The other thing is vine removal assistance. So, do you know Peter Fleischer? Has he contacted
He
you?
has contacted me, and I was looking for a location, and the school was one of them, and the other was Trask Park. He was saying something like that we want to try and stay away from areas that possibly might have poison ivy and whatnot. But I mean, I asked him if he wanted to take a ride out to Trask and take a look at over there.
Right,
Because there are trees there with vines on them.
okay.
So I thought that would be a great candidate. Maybe I'm
No, I think it is.
off the beaten path. It's safe from vehicles. You know, you can work without, looking over your shoulder.
So we know him through SOS Trees, but the guy lives in Essex.
Yes.
And he wants to be able to literally go on property and start cutting vines, and then a group of us go with him to do that. So he may be calling you. You can refer him to me, and if he wants to do it, then we can. But so is he going to need permission to go do this on town property?
So I'm not sure how it quite worked out, because when I heard about this, I was telling him to kind of jump on the wagon of doing Ragged Rock. Or Ragged, was it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, they already have that going. And I forget the reason why. He had something, or there was a reason why he wasn't doing it.
Well, he actually did it, but what he wants to do, and it's really, I don't know. He wants to be able to drive by, stop his car, take his clippers out of the back, and do it himself. Like if it's town
property.
Yeah, on town property. He wants to be able to do that on his own. And so I'm not sure we want to.
Should be able to give permission for that if those are all invasive
Yeah.
stuff. Is it anyway, right?
Yeah. The tricky part falls into it when he goes off of town property and cuts it on somebody's property, and then it's like, well, who gave you permission? And so it would have to be, I think that's great. If he wants to drive around town, spot out areas that this is going on, I can review them and say those are town properties and say, yeah, I've had it.
Okay.
I don't know about just driving around town. I mean, if that's the case, just
Are you familiar with Park Avenue? Yes,
Park
it's
Ave.
Park. You're coming off of Maple, coming up of the causeway and the
first road on your left.
Yes.
Yep.
So on the right, coming from the causeway on the right side.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure who owns it. I think Fenwood owns some of that.
That's town property right on the edge of the road. Fenwood Parkway, you mean? So I go over the causeway, you have the preserve area there, first road.
It goes into Fenwood
Yep,
Parkway,
yep.
yes, okay, so that area along that street has got a lot of invasives there, but I don't know where
Yeah.
how far in we go.
Mike?
Park Avenue, Park Street, I don't know.
It's in Fenwood.
Fenwood, yeah, so it's the first street, or the last street before the golf course and before the preserve, little preserve area there.
Okay, yeah, it borders a
And it goes
preserve
in-
area.
and that goes-
That's an old line. They call that old lime. They call that I don't know who owns that.
Old,
preserve
it
area.
was Old Fenwick Road.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it
think
used to
it-
be, but I think, I don't know. it
I was
doesn't go
under the
right.
impression that Fenwick owns that.
Yeah.
along
Did
with
some
the-
drainage work in there.
Yeah.
Somebody did some drainage work, and I'm not sure who's, that might have been Fenwick.
But right alongside the road,
Yeah.
the town does have, that is our property. I mean, up to a point. I bet you, if the trees start falling, then it's gonna be ours, but if, like I said, if somebody indicated areas, I can figure out the width of our right of way. And also another great way is, like I said, that map geo, you click on that, you can look at that and see that line. It's not exact. I wouldn't build a house or a pool, but it will guide you.
All right, so we'll get back to Peter. He's gone for the next couple months anyway, and he's not gonna start doing this until April anyway.
But
So,
that's, anyway, that has a lot of signs.
well, that's good to know. I also told him about an area in Westbrook, right near the Y. They have a whole area around the Y, and there's a lot of vines there. Okay, so the next thing is budget needs. So with the tree inventory, the tree work, that's on your plate, are you asking for more money?
I am in I'm in the process of working through the tree warden's budget at this time.
Okay, all right.
So,
We just want to make sure you have enough in there because we want to plant trees.
yeah, yep,
And do the survey and, eventually we might need to, and eventually I'd like to get another grant to do more survey.
yeah,
Because the survey was only management a little over 600 trees.
yeah.
Okay, good.
So like I said, we're in the process of budgets at this time.
Okay. All right. And then their Arbor Day, we can talk about this next year. So the education about trees, the tree committee, we need to come up with something. When the Conservation Commission does their environmental day in the middle school. So that's for you and Mike, and Amy. When we meet in January, let's come up with a plan on what kind of education we want to do, for Arbor Day. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Is there any guidelines from the Arbor Day organization? You might have something that would give us some.
well, actually, their guidelines is figure out what your local issues are.
Okay, all right.
And you may have some ideas on that.
Yeah. Well, low canopy
Right.
I would say that's our biggest issue. I mean, we do have money, we do go around town maintaining. We're picking up the pace with a tree grant tree inventory.
Right.
So, I mean, in my opinion, our biggest problem is replanting and,
Low canopy.
our low canopy, which is gonna be really hard in these beach communities.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants to see the water.
Right.
And understandably so, it's beautiful, but trees are beautiful too, and, so-
Exactly. I mean, I love looking at the water through the trees. But
Yeah.
Well, and that speaks to the buffers, the upland review buffers and the riparian buffers. And that speaks to those areas we can educate about. You can't see your water because you got too many vines. You got too many invasives. So we can educate about invasives that block view. And the other thing that when I talked with Kathy Conley, she thinks we need to focus to also include shrubs. So that in the beach communities, if you're taking down a tree in a beach community, which not a lot of trees left there, we can offer shrubs. The town can plant shrubs.
Mhm.
There's and we got to come up with shrubs. Like white fringe trees can be shrubs. Yes.
Just thinking about the Park Street again, the houses, which are getting bigger, because every time there's a house sells, they tear one down.
Yeah.
Big
And they
one.
make a big one.
The front yards which are pretty good size. I don't know if if the septics are in the front or the back of those houses, but there's almost no vegetation in those. I'd love to see, and shrubs would be great there.
Right.
Get some people, help people do landscaping or something in those areas, because it's surprising to me to see a house worth that kind of money has no
Right.
plants in the front, it just
Yeah.
seems like it's.
So here's just a little one. The problem with shrubs, okay, is if people don't want them on private property and they want them out, it becomes a sightline issue.
Yeah.
Especially if they're
Oh.
not maintaining or cutting them, especially on the side of the road. So that's why that can be difficult, like a tree will grow, okay, you'll be out of sightline for a second,
Right.
but a row of hedges creates a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't have to be like
Exactly.
a major planting, but just
Yeah.
get people to be more conscious of putting landscape along their foundation plantings and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We had the
Well,
right,
that can
we
be,
had the right
that
selection
can
of-
be education, but you're right about sightlines.
Yeah.
Because, it's right about sightlines, because you got people with golf carts. and-
yeah, I mean, a little kid walking, I mean, essentially, you want to try and keep at that 4 foot mark and everybody grows them to 6 because there's your privacy buffer. And then, okay, that year we didn't maintain them, they grew 6 inches and now you have,
I did a lot of that work when I bought my house. I took stuff down.
Yeah.
People like.
Well, so the other question, so Bill, do you run up against homeowners that are afraid of the wind? Oh, take this
Yeah.
tree down because it's gonna hit my house.
yes, that was that was Ingham Hill,
So,
61.
and this is the one that you,
That we were able to go in, we took a leader off, it was a co-dominant leader and it was going towards their house.
okay.
So we lightened the load up quite a bit, but I mean, the tree is still good. We
So-
pruned it the right time of year, so.
And though you have those conversations with these homeowners?
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
Well, actually, that's what we should also have, because people don't realize, especially we get a lot of wind here. I'm kind of on the water here and, on the North Cove, but, and off the, river, but, the trees are a buffer to the wind.
Right.
And, you can, cut the bottoms of them or trim your trees and still see the water through them. So, the trees also, are good for mitigating, and shrubs too, for mitigating, water coming in as well.
Okay.
And there is also potential for planting at Whisper Cove.
Yes.
We did have to remove one of the trees that were there. It had broken and fallen, so that was removed. But I don't,
Where's Whisper Cove?
right off Ragged Rock Road?
Oh,
That's where Amy lives.
Yeah.
okay.
So can you put a tree there?
So they have asked for a tree. I think we need to sit down and go over what type of selection that would have, because the trees that are there now require maintenance. They get a lot of maintenance. They should be pruned, every 2 years because they've gotten so big, they're breaking apart.
They hang
So-
over the road,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're willing to,
Last I knew, we were able to put another tree back in, but I
so the
was
tree
kinda-
was already in there.
Yeah.
You replaced it.
Yep.
Okay.
No, we haven't replaced it yet. No, one needs
No,
to go
there's
there.
like 6 trees
Yeah.
as you come into our road. And one of them fell down a couple years ago. It was replaced. And then another one started falling apart in the last storm. And then they came and took that down. And so there's just a stump there.
Well, so is this another homeowner that's willing to have another tree? Amy, do you know who the homeowners are?
Well, it is on town property. I think she wants them all cut down, but it also, it is I guess it is on the right of way of the town property, but it does, I think it makes our neighborhood look nice to come in on that road with the trees there, but we don't want them falling apart like after they get full grown.
Yeah. Well, I I think it's great to have trees there and it does look beautiful. I just think we should pick something else.
Yeah. pick
Something
one
that
tree.
can handle the wind. I mean,
Okay.
if I can remember, there's a town access in Whisper Cove, right? If you walk down in there towards the cove.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
there's some giant oak trees back there. I mean, I haven't been back there in quite a bit, but
Oh, well, actually, our new neighbor that just moved in there, that's got the big fence, right?
Yep.
And he borders that. He cut down because, I'm sure because of sight. It was in between his fence and the fence from the town, right of way there. And he cut a tree down, just like a couple weeks ago.
ah,
Yeah.
On his property?
I guess. I don't really know, but it was on the other side of his fence, but it was on the other side, it was in between the two fences. So I'm not sure who's,
interesting.
Well, it's possible he cut down a town tree.
possible. Well, but I don't think it was actually in that, the gateway thing. It was close, very close. They do have gateway,
They have regulations for upland review as to how far it was from the water line.
yeah, yeah.
Well, so with regards to education, people need to understand the zoning laws zoning regs with regards to trees and vegetations near water and education and about wind and trees, which actually is in the hazard mitigation plan. I don't have it with me, but there's a measurement of steady wind speed and how it impacts trees. And the steady wind speed is measured by how frequent it is in Old Saybrook, and then what will happen to trees and targeted objects, buildings and people. And you really don't get a tree being uprooted until you get 70 or more sustained miles per hour winds. And our normal is 35 to 40, sometimes 45, that aren't necessarily sustained. So you get dead branches and you get twigs, but people think the whole tree is going to come down. And so we got to educate to that. But
Yeah,
So-
and people worry about their energy cost is the big thing now. And depending on where you plant and what kind of tree you plant on what side of your house or whatever, either, you want sun, in the winter, so you have a deciduous tree or, you know what I mean? So it can affect your heating and cooling bills too. Like you have shade in the summer and then,
well, I'm
Sun in the
concerned
winter.
about the guy who cut down the tree on Whisper Cove, that it might not be on his land. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I'd
mean,
have to look at a map, off the top of my head. I just remember walking down there and seeing there was a giant oak tree down there. It was huge.
Oh, he didn't cut that. It wasn't that. It was a smaller tree.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
it was like probably right in his sight. But all my neighbors have cut their trees, like they're supposed to cut them only into like 30 feet, but they've cut them like 2/3 of the branches up and only left like a few branches at the top of a lot of their trees. But
Okay. Well, here's the thing. We don't know. People do what they want to do, and unless
Yeah.
someone reports
Unless I
it,
catch it or report it,
then
hard to-
we can't keep
Yeah,
up
and
with this.
probably a lot of people just simply don't know. It's in
That's
my
right.
way.
Oh,
There's
they
nobody
know.
else around here that must be mine.
Yeah, I'm with Amy on this one. They know.
they totally know. Yeah, this neighborhood knows because actually Kathy Connolly and a whole bunch of people, the Gateway Commission, they came in and walked all the property with us. Well, actually, these are new neighbors, but they should know. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Well,
But the good news is though, is that the woman that before she, like a year or two before she moved, she planted a ton of trees in her yard.
oh,
So,
good,
yeah,
good.
in the
All
side
right.
yards. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have. I can tell everybody and then we'll adjourn. So I'm on this organization. I go to these meetings. It's called Connecticut Advocate for Trees. And it's tree committee interested parties from all over the state. So there's Darien, there's Fairfield, there's Madison, there's Greenwich, there's Hamden, there's Deep River, I mean, Norwich. Anyway, so they get involved in state legislation. And right now, the Hartford legislature wrote an act convening a working group to look at riparian borders and vegetation. And the state is concerned that over 25% of riparian borders, which are rivers and streams and lakes, not necessarily upland reviews, but affects us, has been lost since 1985. And so the balance is private property owners who want to clear their vegetation, and it also talks with upland, it also involves us with upland reviews. They go to zoning. Zoning refers them either to inland wetlands, or they look at the regulations with regards to riparian borders and say, you have to scale your plan back because you can't be this close. So then they appeal it to Zoning Board of Appeals, and then sometimes the Zoning Board of Appeals says no, and then the homeowner sues the town. We talked about this with
Yeah.
West Costa. So that's happening a lot of places. So the legislature wants this working group to come up with best practices for zoning regulations or state legislation to curtail that demise of getting close to riparian borders. Bottom line is they're looking at the exceptions that towns and the state does. So
It does do with property values too. I mean.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just FYI. So anything else? Anybody?
So, well, just FYI though, Herb is on the zoning board of appeals now.
Oh, that's
he's like an
great.
alternate or whatever. He's like, so he's gonna be at, viewing all the
Good.
meetings, going to all the
That's
meetings.
great. Okay. So our next meeting makes January 27th next year, and I'll get the agenda out and I'll get these notes out to everybody. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill.
Be good just thinking about maybe as a committee, or take an hour at some point, some late afternoon when the sun's up, and drive through to some of these areas.
Sure. Yeah.
At least get a visual of what it could be and what it is.
Yeah.
Yes. When we want to come up with,
You can have a plan, you gotta know, kind of have.
Yes,
See what you
yeah.
want to do.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
all right. All right. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Everybody want to adjourn?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's stay here.
Have a great holiday, everybody.
All
Thank
right,
you
you
all
too.
for-
Happy.
You do a great job.